Hey there, this is Julius, and we're now on day 3 of 30 being a vegan. So today my blood pressure was 116/76 with a heart rate of 61, and 203.6 pounds was my measured in weight today. So I lost a little bit. So previously it was about 205.2. Now we're at 203.6. Today I went to work and I felt actually okay for most of the day, but toward the end, around 4:30ish, I started feeling really tired, and not exactly sure why. It could be dietary. It could be that I wake up at 5 o'clock every day, and last night I went to bed sort of later than usual, so that might be a factor. Nonetheless, I did feel tired today. Today I ate about 4 apples and 1 corn, and I'm about to eat a cabbage here in a sec. While we're on the topic of eating, one thing that I want to bring up is that at work today, while I was at lunch eating my usual apple with almond butter, I discovered that the almond butter tasted sweeter than usual. And the almond butter we make here at home is homemade. We make it with roasted almonds and blend it until it's nice and soft. At work, I have some that I bought from Sprouts, and I discovered on the side of the this container that it was caramel almond butter, and my heart suddenly jumped because I don't know if caramel is vegan or not. So I went online real quick and found out is caramel vegan. And it turns out that it kind of depends. It can actually have a dairy component to it. So as I was talking to a coworker, I happened to tilt it up and found the label on the bottom. So I read it, and to my relief, it is still vegan. So we're still on track. 30 days of vegan. We're going to get there. I just got to be a little bit more mindful and careful about stuff, even stuff that I'm conditioned to eating all the time. So with that in mind, let's talk about cabbage, one of my favorite foods. And if we pan down here, you'll see that I have before me 2 cabbages. One is an obnoxiously small one that you typically don't get in this size. This would actually probably be an entire meal. But typically I have the usual cabbage. I cut it in half and cut it into fourths, and then I cut that into halves as well. So that's usually a meal. Half of that is usually a meal. But this one is so small enough that it could be a meal all its own. This is a Taiwanese cabbage, and cutting this one in half would probably be a little bit much for a single meal, but that's what the refrigerator is for. I'll basically go ahead and make this into maybe 2 meals, maybe refrigerate whatever I can't finish, and that'll be that. So there we are, and we'll just go ahead and take this guy and put it inside the boiler, but not before I add in some water to my simple little boiler that I bought in Thailand last year on a vacation. So there we go. Put that water in there, and then I'll go ahead and grab the cabbage bits and throw that in there. Make sure you wash the cabbage before you put it in there for cooking. Cover it up. Put it on high. And I put just enough water in there for this thing to boil for about 15 minutes. And we'll be back in about 15 minutes. So there it is, 15 minutes. Go ahead and cancel that. Turn off the oven there. And then take our wonderful lid right off of there. Put it in the sink because it's kind of hot. And then take this guy. Usually you can either dump it onto a plate, or I just eat it right off of that guy. I'll just leave it right there on the plate. Also, this water still has nutrients in it, so I'm just going to go ahead and take that and pour that into my happy little glass that I use to actually pour the water in initially, and put that over there so it doesn't burn. And there you have it, a very tasty dinner of cabbage. The best meal a vegan can get. I love this stuff. So anyways, be sure and hit the subscribe button, and if you have any comments, please leave them below, and until tomorrow,